Stephanie.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, it's good to have you. It's good to see you again.
Nice to see all our CCOR friends.
So tell us, when did you first heard about the 100-day challenge, and how was your experience of it?
Carol told me about it, and so we got together our group, the Ladies Loving Life, to start it. I think we started January 1st of 2 years ago, and it was nice to have a group of people doing it with. One of my secret goals was to get pregnant, and that just took 19 days, and I was pregnant.
I remember that one. That was big.
Yeah, that was big.
So how come you kept that secret though? Because the whole 100-day challenge is about speaking out loud our intentions.
I know. So I wrote those intentions out, but for me, I knew that that was going to happen, and I didn't want people saying like, "Is it happening yet? Is it happening yet?" And I knew it was something that I would create, and it didn't matter how soon. And so it was one of mine, and I had it on my list, but I don't think I like told everyone that that was one of my big goals.
So what did you do? You were visualizing. What did you do?
I meditated every day. I visualized every day.
So you were visualizing you already having this child?
I would sit in my meditation area and picture my big pregnant belly and feel how it would feel to actually, read a pregnancy test and see that I was pregnant and things like that. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I pulled an angel card every morning. And the day that I found out I was pregnant, I pulled an angel card that morning and it said birth.
Wow.
And I said, well, I don't even have to take a test. I know what it's going to say. And the next day it said expectancy. The next day it said education. So those cards became very revealing to me. It was a really fun experience.
Because it's quite exceptional the way you manifested that. Because for a lot of women it becomes such an obsession after a certain age to want to have a child.
Yeah, and I was 38. But I knew that if I felt like for me that I'd only been trying for a month or two. I knew that if I let it go and just knew that it was going to happen and didn't stress my body, and that I just sat in the joy of it, that it would happen quickly and easily for me. And I always held that intention that I know it will happen quickly and easily. When the universe is ready, I'll be ready, and it will happen. So it did.
That's a great philosophy. So how was it meeting other people from all around the world in the online community?
It was so inspiring. It was really neat to develop these relationships with people from all over the world, and we've met a lot of them when we had that one big meeting in Chicago. That was really fun. And we've met Megan a couple times from Australia, and meeting Laura and Sandy and Lilu and getting to hang out with you guys. That was really neat. But really you develop such close relationships, and everyone is out there like pulling for you. So it was a neat part of the experience.
And it wasn't too hard for you, the camera and doing the video blogging and intimately speaking out your intentions?
No, it was a little different, because especially at first, it felt a little awkward, but I agree that you state those intentions. I think I said something else about like working with Oprah, which isn't an easy thing to kind of put out there as such a huge goal, and you're kind of afraid sometimes that people might think, oh, come on, you're not going to be able to do that. But, putting it out there, your bigger dreams, like going as big as you can, and speaking your truth about that, like why not, It's a little awkward because you get to see yourself and you think, oh, I look like I'm forcing it, or I don't look natural, or I'm not. Then some of these people online that you see seem so good at it. But it becomes easier and easier, and everyone loves to see your feedback and your processes and what's becoming of it all. So it's really encouraging.
So tell us about you working with Oprah. What is that manifestation about? Because you're a super powerhouse. You're a super powerful co-creator. You have many, many more. But how about the Oprah one?
Well, that was interesting because I just kind of said doing something with Oprah. Like, I don't need to be on the Oprah show. I don't need that kind of. But I wanted to do something with Oprah, and during our 100-day challenge, I remember we had a meeting, the Ladies Loving Life, because we met like once a month during it, or every 25 days, that was it. And so after the first 25 days we met, and I said, things are flowing, things are going so amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if I got a call from an Oprah producer. And the next day, an Oprah producer called me. And really, I answered my phone, and this guy said, "This is Seth from the Oprah Show," and I thought, well, of course it is. What can I do for you? And they were calling me about the book A New Earth. She was doing that big web class, and they asked me to be a part of the Borders bookstore audience, and be involved in that whole 10-week web class. And it was a really incredible experience to meet those other people and be on TV or on Skype on that web class every night and stuff. And so
cool. Do you find that one manifestation brings another one?
Yeah, I think it does, especially because you begin to trust yourself that it works. And when you get in that feeling of this really works, and if I can create that, I can create this, I can create this, I can create this, it keeps the momentum going. Yeah, definitely.
How about the phone call from Neil Donald Walsh?
Yes, and I got a call from one of my biggest mentors and favorite authors, Neil Donald Walsh. And
that wrote Conversation with God?
He wrote Conversations with God, all those books. And so I'd met him I'd had him sign my books, but he didn't know who I was. And he called me one day. I mean, it's really amazing to get to answer the phone and hear it's an Oprah producer, or to answer the phone and hear Neil on the other side saying, "Hi, Stephanie, this is Neil Donald Walsh."
With his voice.
Yeah, with his deep voice. And I thought, well, again, I kind of felt like I said, "What can I do for you?" It's almost, it's surreal, and it's like unfathomable. And yet when it's happening, you're like, of course this is right. This is what I've been creating. So he called and asked me to be on the board of one of his organizations, and I said, of course. And so I got to work with him closely on that, and talk with him often, and sit down and have a meeting with him and a couple other people, and so it was a really neat experience too.
And now you're even attracting Marianne Williamson. This is surreal to some people. Do you get that, Stephanie? Like, this is really big manifestations, totally aligned with your soul.
It's surreal to me because it's, I'm just like everyone else, where I just read all this work and try to live my best life, live the highest vision of who I can be, and do all these little things and big things. Little things like just try and be a good person, and big things like do a 100-day challenge and commit to stuff like that to make it happen. And so these people have been authors and mentors in my life, from afar for a long time. But, now that they're calling me, or I spent a weekend with Marianne Williamson as her speaker's assistant here for the Celebrate Your Life conference in Chicago. And, just to get to hang out with her and talk to her and hear about life, and just that I was chosen to do that with her, it's pretty amazing. And it's also not entirely surprising, because when you put your focus and attention on these things and let them go and live in joy, those things will happen. And so each time it's kind of amazing and shocking, but it's not a total surprise, because of course these things are going to happen. They're going to fall into your lap just that easily and that naturally, because that's what you're creating.
So what are some of your recommendation or advice for people that want to also attract powerful things in their lives?
My advice is live in as much joy as you possibly can. And sometimes that seems like a big leap for people, but even the baby steps that you can take toward joy, treat yourself to a cup of tea and listen to music that you love, and call a friend that makes you happy on the phone, and take time to do things for yourself, meditate or exercise, or live in as much joy as you can, and everything will unfold for you. So what you put your focus and attention on, you'll create more of. So look at your thoughts and your words, and that's what you're going to create more of. But live in joy to allow it in. And that's the best advice that I was given, and I use it all the time. And it seems to be, working, and, it's created a happy life for me.
And some of your favorite practices? To create that joy?
Vacations is a favorite practice for me.
Time off, huh?
Time off, exercising, being outside, playing with my son, being around my son.
Yeah.
Being around people that I aspire to be more like, surrounding myself with great people. And I try and read about happiness and talk about happiness and focus on happiness and being your highest self. Because when I'm not doing that, it tends to kind of fall into the background. But when I'm talking about it and reading about it and promoting it and getting together with groups of people that are, then it's all in the front, it's all in the front, and it's more of a practice and it's there all the time.
So you can start a new challenge on June 27th?
Yes, new challenge on June 27th. We did one and then we did another right after, and then we haven't done one for a while. So this will be our third challenge.
Wow.
Third season.
Awesome.
And I'm excited to see what I will create. Season 3.
We're excited to watch what you're going to create too and support you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Lilu, for this, because you've been such an inspiration.
Much love.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Perfect. 10 minutes.